with this picture, this artist had turned Anya into a black character. A lot of people on Twitter were very outraged about this, saying stuff like he's ruined the character, like why do black people keep doing this? So because of that, you have a lot of black people who are into anime and manga complain that they feel like Japan is racist. Konbanwa minasan. Kyo desu. So, interesting topic today. Artists on Twitter made a black version of the character Anya from Spy Family, and Twitter definitely raged over it. So I figured I'd talk about it and give my complete analysis on how I feel about the situation. Spy Family is an extremely popular manga that is currently airing its first anime adaptation. And Spy Family is extremely popular. And I'm actually enjoying it myself at the moment. I actually might make a review on it pretty soon. But anyway, with any new series that comes out, you have a lot of artists who come out and they try to make their own interpretation of these characters to kind of like promote their own art. And I believe this is what happened here. And with this picture, this artist had turned Anya into a black character. A lot of people on Twitter were very outraged about this, saying stuff like he's ruined the character, like why do black people keep doing this, that this is unnecessary, all kind of stuff. But to really give you guys a full understanding, I kind of have to break down a few things, because I believe a lot of it is also cultural differences from Japan and America. So the first thing is that culturally speaking, I believe Asians and white definitely dominate the more comic book, fantasy type genres. Some of the most legendary works of fiction in history have been done by white people and Asians. And as you can see, not much black or African fiction is really known worldwide. I believe that's because, specifically in American black culture, we don't have a culture that cultivates artists or people who want to write and create stories. A lot of our culture focuses on different things like music, sports, and different kinds of entertainment. If you're a black person who's into comic books or into making scripts or want to make movies, you were kind of seen as a lame, because culturally, black people don't really do that. Or if you were interested in comic books or manga, you were considered not really black. So I think because of that cultural stigma, we have less black people willingly participating in this field to make their own stories and make their own products and make their own comics. And this is where we get to the issue of tokenization. Because of how politically correct and how woke our country has become, you're seeing a trend in movies and specifically comic books in which they take an established white character or non-black character and they transform that character and make them black. But this doesn't work because instead of having the original black character, black people get hand-me-downs from established white characters. So for example, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Peter Parker is a white kid from Queens. There's also another version of Spider-Man called Miles Morales, and he's the black version of Spider-Man. Spider-Man will always be known as Peter Parker, and Miles will always be in Peter Parker's shadow. Because Black Spider-Man is not necessarily an original character. He's actually taken a mantle from an established white character. And tokenization is not just black people. It's also when people turn characters into females or characters who are not gay into gay. It happens all the time in different ways. But predominantly, this is a problem because imagine you would love a character so much that you've known for years, and all of a sudden they want to race swap the character to appeal to another demographic. And it's like, I always feel like, why do black people always have to get sloppy seconds to an established character? We want more of our own original character. So you see where the problem is there already. Now let's switch it to anime. Now culturally in Japan, I know that anime manga is made specifically for a Japanese audience. Very few mangaka and creators actually cater their series to people overseas. And most Japanese don't consider anime characters or manga characters Japanese, they're just fantasy characters. So a Japanese is not necessarily looking to a character and saying, oh wow, that person looks white, oh that person looks black. It's more of that character is its character and it's not really any race about it. However, it's not like that in the West because many anime characters do look more white because of their different colored hair, and most people who are white can cosplay as these characters because of the same skin tone. I find in manga there's not much black characters or at least dark skin characters. So because of that, you have a lot of black people who are into anime and manga complain that they feel like Japan is racist because there's not enough black characters being portrayed in anime and manga. So a lot of people feel because these characters look white that Japan is trying to appeal more to white people, or they only care about white people, or they don't like dark-skinned characters. Which again, we debunked because culturally speaking, Japan is not really thinking of race when it comes to anime and manga. And again, it's made for a Japanese audience in mind. We just happen to like something that's catered to the Japanese. So with that being said, you see a huge trend with black creatives who would take an established character and make them black. We've seen this with multiple series, with Dragon Ball Z, with Naruto, with Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. It happens all the time. And recently with this new photo of Anya being turned into black, of course people are outraging because they're feeling again, why is always the black artists or people always trying to change a product that is not black to black? My thoughts on this is this. I don't like tokenization at all. I don't like when people take an established character that's not a certain way and transform them to another way to fit their own narrative or to because they want that character to look like this or they want that character to look a certain way. And me as a person, I'm not a fan of people online really transforming established characters who are lighter in skin and making them more African or black in appearance. Because it always feels like black people are trying to fight an uphill battle. We're never on top with whites or Japanese. It's more of like we're on the bottom trying to rise up. It goes more into that victimization mindset that I don't like, that we always feel like, oh, we're always the ones that are oppressed. No one likes us. I think that mentality really kills people because it kind of symbolizes that, again, it's not an original character that's black or looks black. It's a character that is based off another character that got transformed into being black, similar how tokenization has happened in Marvel movies and other American types of product. And seeing as Twitter just has a lot of people who outrage for no reason. Of course, there's a lot of people who didn't like this and a lot of people who are trying to defend it. I'm not going to say whether artists should or should not do it. I don't think that's my place. Do what you want. It's your art. It's your creation. Do what you want with it. However, I think that tokenization that is happening in the West, people do not like because they feel like it's kind of like black people are taking our stuff and making it their own when they should be creating their own original things that is not based off on another established character. I mean, the art is not bad. I mean, he did a good job into transforming Anya into a black girl. But I think there's a little bit of stupidity on both sides. I think one side is overly defending it, calling everyone who disagrees with it racist, which I disagree with. I think some people just don't like to see tokenization. And the other side of people is like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I hate this. It's like, I understand the sentiments, but it's a little bit too much. I wouldn't say his art is terrible or he's making the product worse. I don't like tokenization at all, but I wouldn't go that far to say that. Again, people can do what they want to do, even if you don't agree with it. But I hope that me kind of giving that background can kind of show that this is more of a deeper issue of more of wanting to see dark-skinned characters in the mediums that we like that are original. So I hope kind of me explaining that backstory will give a better view on the situation or a nuanced view on the situation that people more want to see original black or dark-skinned characters in the mediums that we love that are not just rehashes of other characters or tokenized versions of other characters. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So if you guys like the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. 本当ありがとうございます。みんな気をつけて。じゃあね。